Biggest challenge for the educators in our days is to value the person and correct that person when it's in the wrong path, doing wrong, and to take care to the right path, to speak with wisdom and teach with love have several characteristics, and one of them is this: to correct that person when is doing wrong. And the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 1 to 11, gives us several steps how to speak with wisdom and teach with love today. In that text, Jesus went in the early morning on the Olives Mountain. That place is a place of relationship, to learn with whom? To learn with the Creator, with the creatures, with life, with peace, and with love. The first challenge for the educator is to make a creative class, unique class for the student, and to make the eyes of the child or the listener shine. Making the eyes shining means that you generate admiration, amazement, desire to learn, and make that person dream. And that's something amazing. There is an art teacher who made over 7 billion works of art and didn't repeat any pieces and didn't repeat any classes. And you are one of the pieces of these works of art. The teacher is God the Father. And He still generate admiration today, amazement, and makes our eyes just shine and make us dream so far all the time. So parents and teachers and all the leaders, are your life and your teaching making the people's eyes shine and making them to dream? Are you unique and creative in your teaching? That's, you have to answer for yourself. The second point in that text, Jesus is pointing out, Jesus went to the Olive Mountain and then he comes back and return to the temple. Temple is a place of relationship to teach and learn. The temple can be your home, your school, church, streets, family, work, any place. The temple is the place where anything can happen. You go from not knowing to consciousness. Just imagine an education that makes people aware or give awareness of the reality. You would change the corrupt reality of the vast majority of politicians in the world. The challenge for the educator is to speak wisely and to teach with love. The third point, Jesus goes to the temple on the dawn to teach. Education is started in the early age of the children, at dawn. When you are a child, you want to learn. You want to take for your life forever. Values are taught from a young age. After you grow up, forget. You don't want to teach anything anymore. The challenge for educating is to make parents participate in education of their children. That's enough to delegate your responsibility as a parent and to give up for a teacher and for other people to educate your children. Stop with that. And the moment that parents start participating in the education of their children, they open a circle of listening, and it will just change everything. And that's something that the text shows. The listening activate the participation of the master and the listeners of the audience. Just read the text of John chapter 8, verse 1 to 11. The fifth point. So, if the participation open the circle of listening, so the next point is listening. The moment the woman was placed in the middle of the temple, in front of Jesus, of the student, of the listeners there, Jesus listened to the voice of the accusers, the voice of the silent woman, the voice of the people who were around there. Jesus listened also to the hatred of the accusers. They only brought the woman, not the man. So, in the book of Deuteronomy says, chapter 22, verse 22 says, if a man and woman are in adultery, they can be killed. But they just brought a woman in front of Jesus. Jesus listened to the injustice. Jesus, even though listened to the hatred of the stones in the hands of the stoners. That's very important to be aware of that, to hear the arms that in the hands of others. The stone means you have something in your hand to kill other people. So you have to listen to that, because that makes sometimes you be killed because you are not listening to that. Jesus listened to the woman who was in fear and shame. Jesus listened to the reality. And to listen to reality, you have to take in consideration the gender, economic situation of all the people around there, the public policies about education, the relationship between everyone, the faith of that people, the nature. Jesus touched earth. Today, education without thinking the ambient and the nature is not a healthy education. And Jesus listened to the wisdom, because he wrote and rewrote on earth. And he said, if there is somebody with no sin, stone the woman. And from the elder to the youngest, they left the temple. So we have to take in consideration the value that our ancestor left for us. We don't have to invent the wheel again. No, it's already there. Just we have to take what was really good, what the elders teach us, and just take and teach to our children today. That's the point. And Jesus, when he's writing and rewriting, he says, your life is not finished. You can rewrite your life. And that's amazing. That's something very wise. And Jesus also listened to the love. Jesus not only listened with love, but listened to the love. And listening the love is an act of mercy. What Jesus did with that woman, Jesus saw the misery of that woman, and Jesus put hard life in that misery. That is listening to the love, because that changed the woman's life forever. The educator's challenge here is to listen. The sixth point, when Jesus speaks with wisdom and teach with love, he opens up a dialogue between Jesus and the woman. The text shows that Jesus asked the woman, nobody condemn you? No, sir, she answered. So I don't condemn you either. The woman, she was excluded from society, discriminated, injustice, and judged. She passes from passivity to being active, from silence to dialogue. She becomes the protagonist of her own life. The dialogue leads the person to be a protagonist in her life. And that is a sign that you spoke wisely and you taught with love. The educator's challenge here is to generate dialogue and promoting life. And the way to generate dialogue and promoting life, we get to the next step, 7th point. And it's just to value the person and correct when she's doing wrong, when it's going the wrong way. And that's promoting life when you correct. And that's very challenging today for the educators. It can be very hard for the educators to be aware that they can be different That's really open eyes for everybody. And Jesus said to that woman, go and sin no more. That's the point. She Bibles that woman, but she said, you don't have to be the same. You can do something different with your life and be different in your life, in this world. And that's amazing. You don't have to go to your own. You have God that's going with you. The educator challenge is to value the person here and to correct when she is doing wrong. Teach the right path, the path of life. That is the biggest challenge today, to be educator. Amen.